Key elements here is to remember that your left foot is pointing away in the direction that you want your foot to go. You've always got to remember to have your arms up. So today we're going to play with some more kicking. Your basic kick. It's a kick, but it's not necessarily a fancy kick that you come out of nowhere, and it's not a very showy sort of a kick like those. But it's a very effective kick. Types of it are used in kickboxing, Thai boxing, sanda, a lot of arts, because it's a very effective sort of a kick. But it has to be trained and it has to be used in the right scenario. The type of kick that I'm talking about is... So I'm going to look at the basic mechanics of the kick and the way you can train it on a heavy bag or an unfortunate grappling dummy that happens to be hung up like a heavy bag. So have a look where my feet are. Now I'm down nice and low, I'm good. I can't just fire off the kick with my legs at a solid stance like this because my body mechanics aren't quite working properly. If I'm kicking with my right leg, I want my left foot to point where that kick is going to go. So if I'm far back like this, it's not going to go back to the spot that it was. What it is it's cutting through. Visualizing some sort of hammer or something going through. So hitting the side of the opponent. Now you can obviously double that up, triple that up, but it has to be fired off in the right distance. In kicking range, I can't fire it off from here. I can get into knees if I wanted to. I'd have to be into a clinch. I could get into a knee or something like that. But I can't fire off this kick from here. Another thing, I can't fire off the kick from over here. I'm too far away. Again, if I'm just that little bit off, I've hit with my toes. Now that's definitely something you don't want unless you're doing a sabat sort of a style where you deliberately hit with your toes. This is not the type of kick that we want to use our toes for. You're really going to hurt your toes. I did a kick like this in anger a little while back where I had kicked something like a 10 kilo sort of a roll. I had steel cap boots on, therefore I didn't break my toes. But by the end of that day, my ankle had swelled up to the point of a balloon and I could not really walk. So just be wary of that. You don't want to kick with your toes unless you know what you're doing in regards to hitting with your toes. So what do we want to hit with? Where we're hitting with our shin, and we're not wanting to hit bone on bone, well, unless you're conditioned, because it'd be like hitting two hard objects together. It's just, you're probably going to be causing the same amount of pain to yourself as you're causing to them if you get it in the wrong spot. So we want a nice meaty area or a weak area, whether it be the kneecap. You can fire them off higher. There's that nice spot here. For those who are more flexible, to the head. When you have seen people in sporting events where somebody has landed one of these kicks to the person's head, it usually results in a knockout. Good times. So much force, so much torque coming out of the hips in regards to these kicks, and people that have trained them for decades can fire them off like that, just shoot you down like lightning. It's going this direction, it's not going back. So in the event of missing, I'm to go through and raise my other leg up for defense. With that, you can make some sort of combo or recovery combo from that. You're obviously very much open the second your back is turned. Again, this is something that you have to play around with and get just right. So I can play with that push kick. I can incorporate that if I miss this kick. Key elements here is to remember that your left foot is pointing away in the direction that you want your foot to go. You've always got to remember to have your arms up. It's not to say that you can't get nailed in the front, but hopefully you're going to be committing more damage for this individual than what they're going to be able to fire off at you. Now, something else to think about in terms of range with the kick, and again, doing the kick from wrong angles could result in injuring yourself. It's also going to result in the amount of power that you commit to your opponent. As an idea to keep in mind, there's always going to be a point where your strike is the most strongest. Let's just get into a horse stance here. Alright. Now this translates over to kicks, punches, anything. But swinging a bat at somebody, it's the same sort of thing. So you've got soft, medium, strong. Kind of like the old Street Fighter games. Weak, medium, heavy. And then obviously as it chambers back, we go down to 0. We start at 0%, we boost up 50%, 100%, and then 0. That is the same with the kick, it's the same with the punch, it's the same with swinging a bat at somebody. It's a good thing to keep in your mind in regards to your striking power. Now, I've always been a fan of the art of kicking. Ever since I'd seen 1987's Loren Avedon movie, No Retreat, No Surrender Part 2. One of the mid-80s low-budget martial arts flicks. It was a Hong Kong-US co-production, directed by one of my all-time favourite directors, Corey Yuen Kwai. I remember putting the video in for the first time expecting a direct sequel to No Retreat, No Surrender, to find that it had nothing to do with it. That for another day. So there was this guy here, Loren Avedon, and he lets loose with these kicks. And there's something about the charisma of his character in this film, and again later films that he was in, like King of the Kickboxers, No Retreat, No Surrender Part 3, Blood Brothers with Keith Vitale, another actor that's great fun to watch. So watching this guy, again I was quite young at the time, it's like wow, look at these kicks, this guy's awesome. His art, obviously coming from a Taekwondo background, and I believe Tang Sudo as well, a few other things that he's done. His legs, they were just all over the place, it was like whoosh. His legs were just magic. It was a joy to watch. Give it about 10, 15 years, and I ended up seeing the movie again, and then I fell in love with the kicking style all over again. I've always admired kicks, though I have steered clear from them, because I'm a more handy sort of guy. Take what you want from that. It's always fun for me to play around with kicks, and on that note, seeing as we've got hail outside again, and it's almost snowing, it's like 0 degrees here, we're gonna end it there. So, thanks very much.